Hi and welcome to day 5 of Hedgehog Hollow's relaunch. Today I'm thrilled to be able to say that I'm also working with Gina K. Gina K has some amazing stamp sets and I was really spoilt for choice. I chose one particular stamp set and I've made you 2 videos today about different Copic blending techniques. So in video number 1 I'm going to show you how to do some basic Copic blending to give you these beautiful roses and purple flowers on this background. We're also going to be doing this ombre sentiment in the middle, and I'm going to just show you some of the introductory types of blending you can do with a couple of different shades of Copics. So let's get started. With our next Copic lesson. We're now going to be blending on some white cardstock, and I would recommend some Nina Solar White. It's a great all-rounder and it also has a little bit of a sheen to it. If I do it like that, I'm not sure if the camera just about catches, which is perfect for blending with Copics. It's also really absorbent. You can throw lots of things at it and it will bounce straight back. So I use this Clearly Gina K set to celebrate our Gina K launch, which comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different sentiments depending on the occasion. Again, I've gone with a happy birthday, but we'll get to that beautiful ombre effect at the end. Now I stamped my stamp out using some My Favourite Things hybrid ink. The hybrid ink is definitely my new favourite, and let me tell you why. So normally we use the rule of opposites. So if you want to colour with Copics, which are alcohol based, you would stamp out with a water or dye based ink. If you wanted to colour with watercolours, we'd use a solvent ink. The hybrid ink pads take all the guesswork out of that, and we can just stamp out with hybrid, and we can use a combination of alcohol and water and whatever we like. We don't have to think about it, so it takes all that guesswork away. So this is a top recommendation from me. I particularly like the My Favourite Thing ones pads. They give a nice clear definition. It's a nice strong black, but it's not domineering. So let's move all of this to the side for now. So I have the same selection of Copics that we built on previously. I'll just add a few more in. I'll have those in a linked blog post, which you can click below this video. So you would have joined us where we made, we also do the same stamp set on vellum, and we show you some blending techniques there. And we're just going to take those to another level. So again, I'm going to start out with 2 pink shades. Let's move those back. And so first of all, I'm going to just colour all over my rose in the RV63. So let me just colour in my rose. And you want to work reasonably quickly because we don't want the Copic to completely dry, but at the same time you do have a little bit of time. So you can do a reasonably large area in one hit. And at this point, it's literally just a colour in all over. So I don't tend to worry about lights and darks at this stage. The great thing with Copics is you can go back and you can add more and more colour. So now I'm going to add in some of my shadows. So here I'm just doing a dotted area. I always make the edge of my leaves slightly darker. And the stamp set will also give you cues. You can see here there's some extra black lines. That's the clue that you want to be putting some of your darker colour into those areas. So let's go over this here. So I'm just going over in here. Lots of black in there, so we want to add lots of nice shading. Some in here. And we will cover light sources and things in another video, but this will just give you some overall nice depth. And then we're going to go back again with our lighter pen and we're going to blend in those edges and try to not touch all of those lighter areas. The areas that you go back and add more ink to will be darker than those that have just got the lighter colour on, which is exactly what we want. And it's a good way to use just a couple of colours to add lots and depth of dimension to your project. So as you can see here, and you can just keep working these colours. So it's a fairly good one for now. But if we take this petal here in particular, you can see where we've got the nice dark line that we've blended in. This is where we've gone back the second time with the lighter colour, and this is where we have the lighter colour just on its own. So we can do the same, but we can use 3 shades if we want to. So I'm going to take a BV00, a BV01, and I'm going to add some really dark areas with the V25, and we'll work on this flower down here at the bottom. So let's start with our BV00. And we're going to colour all over our flower again. Like so. Now before I forget, I do like to add just a little bit of green towards the middle over the top. Then we're going to go in with our BV01 and we're going to add quite a lot. We're not going to leave much untouched. And on this one I like to work from the outside, inside to outside. And then I'm going to go in with my V25 and I'm just going to add, where there's some black, literally just some flicks of my pen. No colouring, just some flicks like so. And you could do something similar on the rose. So let's have a lilac rose. So again, we're going to go with our lightest colour, our BV00, and we're going to colour all over this rose. So I'm just colouring inside the lines as much as I can. Now I'm going to go in my BV01, and again I'm not going to leave a huge amount untouched. I want to add quite a lot of this second colour. And the great thing about the Copics is they've got this lovely brush tip that behaves just like a paintbrush. So you can see I'm doing some rather jagged. So I push, just find a piece of my scrap paper here. So what I'm going to do is I'm pushing that tip down and I'm creating like a jagged pattern like this. Now I'm going to go in with my V25 and I'm going to do that jagged pattern right around these edges here. I want to really crisp it up. And I want to add that depth and dimension to my lilac rose. And some shadows where those leaves overlap. Like so. And then I want to just blend those colours in. So I'm going to pull them all together like this with my lightest colour. So this is the BV00. And again, I'm splaying my brush tip and I'm pulling the colour in. You could go back in again if you wanted some really nice dark tints. So we could pull these in here. Just in some places where you really want it to go nice and dark, like this. So now again we'll give you a nice musical interlude while I colour in the rest, and I'll show you each colour as I go. On the lilies I will be using the YG00, the FY1 and the YG01. You may ask why a YG, but nature is full of green and yellow tones. You can also do some great effects on your flowers, which we'll cover in other videos. This is just to practice how you blend in. So quite often I go with a limey green when I want to have a yellow flower, and then I fill in with a more limey green. So this is the darker one, and my highlights are the only things I actually do in yellow. That gives you a far more realistic flower. So we went in with the YG00 first, which is like a really light lemony green. Now I'm going in with the YG01, which is just one shade up. And now I'm going to pull in that FY1. This is a really bright fluorescent yellow. And what I would do is I would do the tips and some shadows like this. And these are some lovely lilies. And then I will go back with my YG. This is the lightest. And I'll pull those colours together. And you'll see those lovely tones all of a sudden look like that really lovely orangey, yellow orchid lilies. Lilies, that's the word I'm looking for. Lilies that we're all used to. So that's that. We'll also, I forgot to show you leaves. So I'm going to go in with a YG21 and I'm going to colour all over my leaf. And I'll do a few of these. You can see, so we'll do all around this rose. Then I'm going to take my YG61 on this leaf and I'm going to lay my nib down to the side, and I'm going to follow those black veins like this, like there. And then on some leaves, I will go actually use the lighter shade with the YG61. So let's choose our lily leaves, which are here. So I'm going to go YG61, which ties all these leaves in nicely together because we're using the same types of tones throughout. And we'll do the stems as well. And then I'm going to take my YG17, which is quite an intense green. And again, I'm just on the side going to follow those veins. And I'll add a little bit into the stems. And we go back, excuse me, with our YG61 and we pull that out. And then finally, what I like to do is take a lighter shade. I'm going to go for my YG00 just to add that nice liminess that the leaves have on these darker colours. And that will pull your darker leaves together and it gives them that depth and it makes them look that little bit more realistic. So I'm going to finish colouring this in. You can watch and see how it comes together, and if you've got any questions then please feel free to leave them under the video and I'll show you how I assemble the ombre at the end. So that's our image fully coloured in. I think we had a few issues videoing that, but hopefully you got to catch some of the blending techniques, and you can always catch them in the vellum tutorial. They're exactly the same. We're just taking them and adding a few extra colours in. So any questions, let me know. And we will be building on these skills with light sources, how to add different depths and textures and dimensions, how to make your roses look ruffled. There are so many different techniques, but we're going to build on them step by step. So the next thing we need to do is I'm going to stamp the happy birthday in the middle using the ombre pad, and I'm going to show you how I got all 3 shades of the ombre in such a small space. So I'm going to stick that down. I'm going to position our happy birthday and then I'm going to pick it up like so. So this is one of the Hero Arts ombre pads. They are one of my favourites. I've had these now probably 3 or 4 months and they do not seem to bleed together at all, unlike some of the older inks. I think it might be this slightly harder base that the ink is put onto. But what we're going to do is we're going to position these 3 stripes diagonally across our stamp so that you can fit all 3 colours. So you get the purple, the green and the blue in your happy birthday. And when I pick it up, you can see there you've got those lovely colours and textures. Let me just wipe this off so we don't get the ink anywhere else. This is called the Mermaid Ombre Pad, and it will be linked in the blog post, the link for which is below this video. But what I would do is I'll bring this up to the camera and you can see how you get those 3 beautiful shades by putting it on an angle there. And then I'm just going to mount it up. So super easy again, but a really effective card. So I'm just going to use some Tombow adhesive. And this is half a sheet of Nina Sahara Sand, which again I'll link up to. It's a really nice weight for a card base. And I'm going to stick that on. And you can see the 2 there. So the only difference I've done is that's a purple rose and this one's a pink one. So I hope you enjoyed that. This was Mr. Hedgehog Hollow's favourite post of the week. So let me know what you think and we'll see you again soon for another Copic tutorial. Happy stamping. Bye.